Welcome everybody back to the Riley Phillips fishing page. As you can tell, we are still back down here in the bait cave. We are a slave to the cave, right? I got my good boy Mr. Ranger right here. Probably going to make some rude interruptions, but as the video suggests on this title, today we are talking about Dorthy, our full-size shooting star. All right, you know, if you guys could reach out, go subscribe to this page right here, we'd greatly appreciate it. Also check out our Facebook page over at Bait Cave Customs. So we're going to be talking about Dorthy, our full-size shooting star. All right, just to get this out there, we are not sponsored by Ultra Molds. This is just an honest review of, you know, the shooting star that we have. We get a lot of questions because people watch our live stream over on Facebook a lot about the shooting star. This one's going to be about why you should consider or why you should pull the trigger on one of these. All right, we get a lot of questions as far as should I buy one because this and this and that. Okay, hopefully we're going to go over some of those, answer some of those questions on this video. So this is the full-size shooting star. Ultra Molds does offer full-size and a mini. This one will hold 4 gallons of plastic. The mini will hold 3. The other big difference between these two is the power need. This one requires 2 20-amp circuits. So if you can see here, this is all on one circuit, but that is a fuse. That is a fuse as well. So there is 2 20-amp circuits on this big old mamma jamma. I also had to get power brought in down here, as you can see by the box behind me. We'll get into that. So a lot of people have seen these things used, right? Facebook Live, all these live streams are becoming a big thing, and that's usually where we get most of our questions. They see these and they go, what in the hell is that? All right, I gotta have me one. That's the best thing since sliced bread, right? Do you need this? That depends on your usage of it. Usually people bite off on one of these, make the investment on one of these if they are looking to produce more baits. Bar none, that is what this machine is for. It is so you as a home bait maker can crank out more baits faster, you know, less time consuming, this and that. This machine, and I'll back up there, we will have probably 2 more videos following this one on how to use it and how to clean it. So make sure to keep an eye out for those. One of the two big advantages of this system is, as you can see behind me, you know, the old school injectors, they have a purpose. I call them old school. They're not old school, but compared to this, they are. These things work good. Problem is you have to clean, you know, a puck of plastic out of them every time you make a shot. Whereas a shooting star here, nope, don't have to do that. We'll get into when you watch the operation video, you'll see exactly how that works. So you're asking yourself, you know, should I get one of these for my bait making purposes? Well, that's up to you guys. All right. When I first started out, it was this injector right here, a couple Pyrex cups, a couple molds. That was it. That was enough. Of course, the good old microwaves. That was enough to get us started. I think I first saw one of these for sale on Facebook, and I thought, what the hell is that? I need that. Well, at that time, no, I didn't need that. So you gotta ask yourself, you know, are you ready for one of these? I bought this injector to start off with, and then I upped to a dual injector for a laminate color. Ran these 2 injectors for a long time. Got more molds, more profiles, more colors. All right. When you have to clean this injector multiple times, you know, just to run 4 or 5 molds, you know, it gets time consuming. You know, the dual injector, you got to clean 2 of them. You got a laminate block that you got to clean. You know, it's just more time consuming. Then, you know, as everybody's seen, I stepped up to big old Mondo, right? 16-ounce injector. This one comes from Quality Injectors and More. I was able to now shoot 6 or 8 molds at one time, and just one draw up. You only had to clean it one time, right? A little bit faster, less cleanup, bigger injector. Thing gets hot real quick. Takes more plastic, right? That's 2 cups of plastic right there. Ran that setup for probably close to a year. And then finally, you know, pulled the trigger on this one. We could only shoot so many molds. We were kind of capped at our production. The biggest thing we could use at that time was either an 8-cup Pyrex cup or the Presto pot. Holds a gallon of plastic, right? Well, that's, you know, about 6 or 7 draw-ups in that Mondo, and it's gone. So you're limited, and you're remelting more plastic. So the whole thing is your production. Are you looking to up your production? Can you, one, afford it? And I'll get into it. You're not, when you buy a shooting star, you're not just buying a shooting star. You're buying more you're buying drums of plastic. You're buying, probably you're going to need, all right, you're going to need cooling plates, because this thing keeps plastic hot and it'll outrun you. You will eventually nuke your mold so hot that you can't handle it. Now you're looking at purchasing cooling plates. Coloring, all right, you need to now, instead of buying color, buy little bottles, you need to buy it, you know, by the 16 ounce or bigger, because you got a lot more color to put in each pot. Other than that, you know, I've got an air clamp sitting here. Is it necessary? No. Is it nice? Yes. I got Miss Amanda behind the camera over there shaking her head. Yes. So there's a lot of other things that, you know, a shooting star helps with production, yes. You've got to ask yourself if you're ready for it. One, money-wise, and two, you know, they're made to sit here and do work. You know, they want to pump the plastic out, and you got to be ready for it. You know, don't expect to run 8 cups of plastic through this thing. I'll get into another video where we talk about when to use this and when not to. Everybody's heard cleaning them is no fun. Well, I thought that was going to be the biggest pain. It's really not that bad, and we'll get into that with another video. But don't let that deter you from thinking about getting one of these. I'm not here to spend your money, but if you watch the next 2 videos, it's probably going to happen, because when you see how these things work, how easy they are to use and to clean, the wait list is already long, and it's probably going to get a little bit longer. So if you guys are on the fence about purchasing a shooting star, the biggest thing I can say there is, how much are you looking to put out? You got to look to be cranking out the baits. You know, we've got probably over 40 molds. Sometimes we line them all up. You do need a good amount of molds in order to justify the purchase of this. I've gone down to where I've just shot 2 molds before. You know, those 2 molds there will hold 1 injector full or 1 cup of plastic. But I know I'm going to be standing there for 2 hours shooting those 2 molds. So, you know, I use Dorthy here instead of cleaning the injectors out time after time after time after time. So it's got its pros, it's got its cons. So what are the pros versus the cons, right? We're gonna compare the two. Now everybody's got their own opinions. So we're gonna compare using Pyrex cups versus a shooting star, right? What is the pros and cons? The pro of the shooting star versus the Pyrex cups is, number 1, in my opinion, you don't have to clean this injector every single time. All right, you literally have an injector full of plastic. All right, you inject it into your mold, and whatever is still left over, you literally put it right back into the system, lock it in, shove it back in the pot. All right, you don't have to clean it. You set it down. That's it. It's sitting there ready, waiting for you to bust the molds, right? So that's where everybody says more molds is better, because you're effectively draining the shooting star faster if you have more cavities, which means you're making more baits per hour, or however you want to figure your cost. You're making them that much faster, so you are running through more plastic. If you're running through more plastic, you're making more baits, lowers your cost. The other pro is it holds a lot of plastic, right? So you can run for an hour or 2 at a time. The cons is basically just the cleaning. That's the only thing I can come up with as far as that. And I've gotten pretty good, and you see in the next videos, on how to clean this thing. You know, everybody asks me, how long do you have to wait to clean this? Well, I usually say, how bad do you want to get burned? you can clean it real quick when you get done. You might come out with blisters, all right? Okay? That's the only con. And cleaning it is not too bad. You do have to do it regularly. You cannot neglect it. Otherwise, you'll get burnt plastic in there, and you'll have a pot full of plastic and it won't come out. You got problems. I've almost had that happen on the live stream a couple times. So, if you guys are thinking about getting a shooting star, you're probably already started running the numbers through your head and that sort of thing. You're just looking for that little bit of push, or to hide it from your wife, whatever. I would recommend, if you're thinking about getting a shooting star, do it. Just the time saving is money well ahead. Not having to clean your injectors every time. I mean, I'm not trying to do a sales pitch for you guys, but we get a lot of questions about the shooting star. There's guys that are running multiple shooting stars. While they've got one cooling off, they've already got another one hot, making another round. Now, those are guys that are doing it as their day job, right? That's how they make money. They have to crank plastic out quick. But, you know, the only other step above this, sure there's other guys, Jacobs Molds and all those other guys make injection presses and stuff, is you go to a full-scale injection machine. I'm not putting that in my house. And, you know, that's anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000 just for the machine itself. So for us home guys, small-time guys, whatever you want to call us, it's a shooting star from Ultramolds. Go check them out, ultramolds.com. They got a couple different versions. They've got lots of different injectors. But if you guys want to see how this thing gets used and abused, don't think it's going to stay clean. Take pictures of it when you get it at first, all right? Because it's as clean as it's going to get. Stay tuned to the next couple videos. We're going to show you guys how to heat up your plastic, run it through Dorothy here, how to get the most out of it, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned.